pretty intelligent, is no longer with us. Those are just.
It's your turn. Rachel did not mention anything. Okay, we try. And then she goes up and she's always on record.
Hello. I think the board member folder is up there. Oh, we got the camera to work.
Yes. The family. For what?
Yeah.
What's up, really? Is that up really high?
I think so.
Weird.
All right, I'm ready.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
See everyone for the first Shabbat of spring. So, welcome it in with a little bit of sunshine left and right at candlelighting time for tonight. So we'll begin with Shalom Aleichem, and we'll turn to page 5 of our prayer book for the third entry. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom aleichem, malachei hasharet, malachei elyon, v'yi melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Boachem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Baruch hu ni l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu.
Turn to Lechuna Ranina, which will open on page 11, and after we open it, we'll continue individually to the carrot on page 12.
Lechu neranena l'Adonai Naria Litzor Hishenu Nekarim Hafanam Vitoda Bismiro Naria Lo Nekarim Hafanam Vitoda Bismiro Naria Lo Yel Gadol Adonai Umelech Gadol Al Kol Elohim Asher Biyado Mekerei Haaretz V'toafot Harim Lo Asher Biyado Mekerei Haaretz V'toafot Harim Lo. Arba'im shana kud b'tor v'omar toy levavim v'heim lo yadu derachai asher nishbati ve'api im yevuhu namnuchati.
Begin on page 13 and continue again individually to the carrot on page 14.
Shir lanai shir chadash shir lanai kol haaretz. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam umelo. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam umelo. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yalo salai v'chol asher bo, az yiranenu kol atzeyar, lifnei Adonai kiva, kiva lishbot haaretz, yishbot tevel b'tzedek, ve'amin be'emunato.
Rise, we turn to Mizmor LaDavid, page 21.
Mizmor LaDavid, havu Adonai b'nei Elim, havu Adonai kavod va'oz, havu Adonai kivod Shimon, Hishtachavu l'Adonai v'hadrat kodesh, kol Adonai al hamayim, el hakavod hirim, Adonai al mayim rabim, kol Adonai ba'koach, kol Adonai behadar, kol Adonai shover arazim, v'shaver Adonai et arzei halvanom, v'yarkidem kemo egel, Levanon v'Sirion kemo vein re'evim, kol Adonai chozer lahavotesh, kol Adonai yachil midbar, yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, kol Adonai yecholel hayalot, vayechesov ye'arot, uv'hechalo kulo merkavom, kulo kavod. Adonai lamabul yashav, vayeshev Adonai melech leolam. Adonai oz le'amo yitin, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom.
Be seated as we turn to Lecha Dodi to welcome in the Bride of Shabbat. We'll begin with the first 3 stanzas on page 23 and jump to the final 2 on page 25.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Yishmi'anu el hameyuchad. Adonai echad, Ushmo echad, L'shem ultiferet v'li tehila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nilcham, Ki hi mekor haberacha, Merosh mikedem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh v'machshava techila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Mikdash melech ir melucha, Kumitzei mitoch ha'hafecha, Rav lech shevet be'emek ha'bacham, Vehu yachmol alayich hamla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela.
Page 25.
Yaminu smol tifroti, Ve'et Adonai ta'ariti. Al yadish ben parti, V'nismecha v'nagila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala,
To the entrance.
Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, Gam v'simcha u'v'tzola. Toch emunei am segulam, Boi chala, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela.
You can be seated. We'll turn it to page 27 to open for the Psalm for Shabbat. After we open it, we'll continue individually on to the carrot. We'll resume together at the carrot on page 28. Page 27 to 28.
Mizmor shir, shir leyom haShabbat. 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 Tzadika tamar yifrach ke'erez balvan beit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu o genuvun v'seva deshenim verananim hiu lehagid ki ashar Adonai tzuri velo avlatavo.
Pause between the Kabbalat Shabbat, the welcoming in of Shabbat, and the Mari of the evening service. We take a moment for memory with the Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, on page 30. And so I invite all who are in mourning or observing a yahrzeit, or any for whom it's your custom to do so, to rise as we turn to the Kaddish Yatom, to the Mourner's Kaddish, page 30. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divra chirute, be'amlich malchute, be'chayechon uvyomechon, u'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kari v'imru amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam umei amaya. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei dekudesha parechu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. I invite us all to please rise. We turn to the Baruch Hu to begin our Mari service, page 39a.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Be seated and continue individually at the paragraphs of page 39a or b.
Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzevot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamidi mochalinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hamari v'aravim.
Turn to page 40 for Ahavat Olam, which will prepare us for the Shema and its paragraphs here, expressing our gratitude to God for the love God's shown by giving us this tradition to lead us into the Ve'ahavta, where we offer our love in return. Page 40 through page 42 for Ahavat Olam and the Shema and its paragraphs.
Ahavat olam beit Yisrael amacha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim mishpatim otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu v'shochveinu v'kumeinu Nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayinu ve'orech yameinu, ve'orech yameinu. Uvahem nege yomam valayla, yomam valayla. V'yavatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levavecha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol mildecha, ve'hayu hadavarim ha'ele. Asher Anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'libarta bam v'shitecha v'veitecha u'mlechtecha v'aderech u'shoklecha v'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu etotafod beinenecha וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Continue individually on page 43A or B, and we'll resume together on page 44.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל הכנו שירה ושמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות עושה פלא מלכותך ראו בניך בוקר לפני משה זה אלינו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פד אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Turn it to Hashkivenu on page 45 as we pray for a shelter of peace.
Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ושלום מעתה ועד עולם ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
We'll rise as we turn to the Shamru, page 46.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועמד יברא קירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייך וביומך ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם לעלמיים. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו לעילם מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן.
Individual Shabbat evening Amidah begins on page 47 and continues through page 52. You're welcome to use the Hebrew or the English and the words of your own heart. Page 47 through 52. We're still davening, so praying your individual Amidah. Please by all means continue to do so. Otherwise, I'll invite us to rise once again as we turn to the Me'ein Sheva, symbolic repetition of our evening's Amidah, which will begin with Vayechulu at the top of page 53.
ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו, אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק, אלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון קודש שמיים וארץ, מגן אבות בדברו, מחיים מתים במאמרו, האל הקדוש שאין כמוהו, המניח לעמו ביום שבת קודשו, כי בם רצה להניח להם, כי בם רצה להניח להם, לפניו נעבוד ביראה ופחד, ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד, מאוד הברכות. אל ההודעות אדון השלום, מקדש השבת ומברך שביעי, ומניח בקדושה לעמדו שני עונג, זכר למעשה בראשית.
Page 54.
אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, רצי ומנוחתנו, קדשנו במצוותיך, ותן חלקנו את תורתך, שבענו מטובך, ושמחנו בישועתך, וטהר ליבנו לעובדך באמת, והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו, באהבה וברצון שבת קודשך, וינוחו וישראל מקדשי שמך. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Continue with Kaddish Lamb on page 54. You can remain standing or be seated according to your custom.
יקרא ויקרש שמי רבה, ועמדי בקרתי והמליך מלכותי, וחייכנו וימיכנו חי לכל בית ישראל, בגלה בזמן קריב יברמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעלמיה. יתברך וישבח יתברך ויתרום ונעשה, ויתרא 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 להשמיר קודשה. בריחו לילה מכל בחטא ושירתה, תשבחתה ונחמתה, דמרה בעמה וימרמן. תגבל צאצון ותחון דכל ישראל, קודם וחון די לשמיה וימרמן. יהי שלמה רבה משמיה, וחיים עליהם על כל ישראל וימרמן. עושה שלום ירום אבו, יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן.
You can be seated. As I mentioned last week, starting this week, we have just four Shabbats left until Pesach, including this one. And sorry, only 3 weeks for the Passover shopping and cleaning and such, with Pesach beginning immediately after a Shabbat. But I figured 4 is an appropriate number in thinking about Pesach. We're supposed to start thinking about Pesach about a month before. And so I figured starting tonight, I'll bring a little tidbit for Seders for each of tonight and each of the next 3 weeks for the 4 Shabbats before Pesach. So if you like it, you could take it to your Seders or just think about it for this week. This week, I am thinking about one of the 4s of Pesach, which is the 4 children, whom we mark as the wise child, the wicked child, the one who does, the simple child, and the one who does not even know how to ask. And we all argue over the Seder table who's who and which picture in our Haggadah represents which, and we all, like many of us, have those sorts of lovely traditions. Tonight I want to point out something that was pointed out by Rabbi Maya Zinko, is that once these 4 children are labeled, wise, wicked, simple, can't even ask the question, they don't talk to each other. If we read the 4 questions, we only see what the parent responds to each of the children based on his or her or their label, but we don't see these children interact with one another. We don't see the wicked child challenge the wise child to think deeper. We don't see the wise child try to teach the child who doesn't know how to ask. We see no interaction whatsoever. They seem to be, once labeled, they're in their little box, and the parents react to them, and then the next one's in their little box and parents react to them, but they don't interact with one another. And I think it was something profound to have pointed out, because in some ways, labels can be incredibly helpful for us. They're a really useful tool for understanding ourselves and exploring our own identities, and they can be divisive. When these kids these 4 children don't talk to each other. So I invite us, as a thought for this Seder, perhaps this year's Seder, perhaps a conversation that you can bring, not only which of the 4 children do you see yourself as this year, this time? I know I see myself as a different one any given year. But how can you, in that one, talk to a different child? Not just how do you identify, but how do you talk to someone else? So often in today's world, once we have our own label, especially some certain labels in our society, Democrat, Republican, Zionist, anti-Zionist, once we have that label, we do not want to talk with someone with a different label. And so I encourage us this year, at this Seder, while we think about freedom and how we can move forward from the narrow and binding spaces, for that is what Mitzrayim means, is the narrow space. I think one of the ways to move forward is to find the way to interact and to have a conversation and open a conversation with someone with a different label. So again, as you approach the 4 children, not only think about which one you are, but how you would engage one of the other 3. Leave it there as a Shabbat Shalom, and happy Seder prepping. Pesach, almost Pesach Sameach, but not yet. For now, I'll invite us to come back to just Shabbat, our first Shabbat of the spring, and we'll rise for our Kiddush on page 55.
Savri Chavirai, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Borei Peri Hagafen. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'ei kodesh Zecher Yitziat Mitzrayim Kivanu V'charta Ve'otanu Kidashta Mikol Hamim Ve'shabbat Kodshecha Be'ahava Uvratzon Inchaltanu Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Remain standing for Aleinu, page 56 onto page 57.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol latent gedula liotzer reshit shelo asanu goye haratzot Velo samanu kamishpachot adamam Shelo sam chalkenu kahem Vegor aleinu kechol hamonam Vanachnu korim ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נותן שמיים ויוסד הארץ ומשה יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגופי מרומים הוא אלוהינו אין עוד אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו כך כתוב בתורתו וידעת היום השבת אל לבביך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד כתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
turn to the Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish, we ask that God grant that the memories of those who've gone before us be a source of strength for us and for everyone in the house of Israel. May the souls of our departed find peace in God's sheltering care, and may we all be blessed with peace, tranquility, and the fullness of life. This week, as a congregation, remember the yard sites of Avraham Kapo, David Mentel, Claire Seidman, Yonina Skoboloff, Seymour Gerber, Alan Hartman, Leon Kupperman, Morris Selden, Bernice Goldstein, Pearl Greenwald, Rabbi Noah Galinkin, Rochelle Nagrad, Edith Karch, David Rubenstein, Hilda Balakirski, Doris Nelson Hemmendinger, Samuel King, and Larry Levy. Invite all who are in mourning or observing a yard site, or any for whom it's your custom to do so, to rise. We turn to the Kaddish Yatom, to the Mourner's Kaddish, page 58. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala ubizman pari v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam umei amaya. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh ve'yitadar ve'yitaleh ve'yitalal shemei dekudesha berichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma ve'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates peace in the heavens grant peace to us, to all Israel, and to all who mourn. Be seated, and pleasure this evening to call on Helene Tyler, who will share some announcements with us on behalf of the board of directors. Helene's changed positions so many times, I don't remember. Are you sisterhood right now? Sisterhood representative to the board. I don't remember if you were still sisterhood, religious community, social life. You changed, right?
Shabbat Shalom.
Serving us in many ways. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you to everyone who has joined us online and in person. Thank you to Mary Ann, Ann, and Frankie for helping us set up the oneg. The oneg is sponsored by Beth Shalom. Chosen Meeples meets again tomorrow after the Kiddush. Also tomorrow, we are welcoming guests from the Office of Human Rights and Equity of Howard County Interfaith Learning Cohort. Congregants are encouraged to say hello to our guests during the Kiddush. Rabbi Greenspan will be having a conversation with them in the sanctuary after Kiddush. On March 30th, join Men's Club at 10 a.m. for a book talk with Boys from the Bronx author Eric Reisman. Bagels and lox will be served in the social hall. We are also hosting a Haggadah fair at 10:30 a.m. Mahjong meets again on April 6th from 2 to 4 p.m. RSVP to Mary Ann Newkirk if you'd like to attend. Men's Club is introducing a new program called Guy Talk. Guy Talk is an opportunity for men to share frank and open conversations about important topics in their lives. Join us at Alex Romano's home on Tuesday, April 8th at 7:45, and we'll get the conversation started. RSVP to Alex for the address. On Wednesday, April 9th at 7 p.m., Temple Isaiah is hosting a book talk and signing with Yarden Schwartz, the author of Ghosts of a Holy War. This year, courageous conversations about race and religious bias will be taking place on April 22nd at the Maryland Turkish American Inhabitants Cultural Center, April 29th here at Beth Shalom, and on May 6th at St. John's Baptist Church. Through these conversation circles, we explore how each of us can contribute towards creating a connected community of different people. Courageous conversations are intended to lead to courageous connections and courageous actions. This is a reminder that the World Zionist Congress elections are now open. The election offers Jews across the U.S. their most powerful opportunity to have their voice heard in Israel's future and make an impact on Jewish communities worldwide. As a conservative synagogue, we encourage you to vote for Marquez, the 17th slate on the list. The Beth Shalom Talent Show and Silent Auction is on June 8th. Whether your talent is more suited to the stage or to creating with your hands, we need your help. Check out the weekly email update for registration information. For more information about our events and programs, please check our website. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Direction Sunday morning, I believe that speakers can make it. I believe that's
March,
This Sunday?
the March 30th Men's Club Book Talk?
March 30th.
Okay.
Okay.
I was going to say, it was discussed at the board meeting last night that it won't be at the social hall because that's where the Haggadah fair will be, and no chametz at the Haggadah fair. My Haggadah come out. So you can have your you can still have your bagels and lox on March 30th. That would be fine, not in the social hall. But apparently postponed. Okay. And yes, do vote, if you haven't already, a vote for Merkaz. It's kind of hard to know it, but Merkaz is the movement for reinforcing conservative Zionism, is what it's sort of an acronym that was pushed into a word. But that is the slate endorsed by the conservative movement on the World Zionist Congress, which does have a tremendous, that Congress has a tremendous amount of say in how billions of shekels are spent in Israel, what programs are supported, and how the Jewish Agency determines who is and is not a Jew by Israeli law, which is important for things like citizenship, especially for folks who've converted outside of Orthodox spaces. So those are the kinds of things that you are voting for. And the $5 fee that you'll see is really just for the administration of the election. It's not actually raising funds in any way. It's just making sure that the election can happen. We pay for our United States elections that take place every other November through our taxes. Like elections do cost, administering elections do cost money, and that's what those $5 go to. That's all I've got.
Yeah, that's.
And Kenner's known Yardena Schwartz for a long time. So
Yes, yes.
let us
Jardana
say
Schwartz, who wrote Ghosts of the Holy War, is giving a book talk at Temple Isaiah. It's part of a 3-class series. You don't have to go to all 3 classes. You can just show up, but there is a fee to register, and it includes a copy of her book. So that's why the fee for the class might be typically more expensive than our classes because it includes a copy of the book, but I've started to read it. It's a great book, so yeah, I highly encourage you. And I've known her for over 20 years since we went on US One on Wheels together, so it should be a great event.
And for now, what's it? What's the, Sandy?
Could you describe what the policies or what it is that the conservative?
Not right, the Merkaz thing, that's if you have questions, there are cards in the lobby that can take you to the websites that lay everything out, or we can have a conversation offline, but I don't wanna. Yeah, we had a speaker last Sunday, but unfortunately seemed to not be a great time for a lot of folks, but that's all, not for right here.
Thank you for letting us know where it's available.
For now, we can conclude our service though with Yigdal, page 62.
יגדל אלוהים חי וישתבח, נמצא וינד על מציאותו, אחד בן יחיד כייחודו, נעלם וגם אין סוף לאחדותו, אין לו דמות הגוף ואינו גוף, לא נערוך אליו קדושתו, כאן כל דבר אשר נברא, ראשון מן ראשית לראשיתו, הינו אדון עולם וכל נוצר, יורה גדולתו ומלכותו, שפע נבואתו נתנו, אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו, לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד, נביא ומביט את תמונתו, תורה לבן נתן לעמו, על יד נביאו נאמן ביתו, לא יכל לפעל ולא ימיר דתו, לעולמים לזולתו, צופה ויודע סתרנו, מביא לסוף דבר וקדמתו, גומל איש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע רע כרשעתו, ישלח על קץ ימים משיחנו, לדאוג לחכי קץ ישועתו, מתים יחייאל ברוך השם, ברוך הדעת שם תהילתו, מתים יחייאל ברוך השם, ברוך הדעת שם תהילתו.
Shabbat Shalom. Good to see lots in the room and good to see so many on Zoom. I'm glad the camera seems to have held for this service. You can see us. So Shabbat Shalom. Good to see everyone in the room and on the Zoom, and I will see you in the morning.
Yes, I won't be here tomorrow, so Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Okay. Hi, Cantor Egg.